let's talk about dimensions. So what dimensions are? So first of all, the word dimension. Okay, dimensions are just how many types of measurement you can take on a particular object. For example, if an object is said to be a two-dimensional object, that simply means that you can take two types of measurement on that object. Suppose length and breadth. Okay, if an object is a one-dimensional object, that means that you can take only one kind of measurement on that object. A three-dimensional object similarly will mean that you can take three kinds of different measurements on that object. Suppose length, breadth and height. Okay, so following the trend, a zero-dimensional object just mean that you cannot take any measurements on it. Yeah, so that's what dimensions mean. So you have got zero dimension, the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one. Okay, so zero, let's start from the zero dimension. So what zero dimension really is that you cannot take any measurement on it. That simply means that it's nothing. Okay, imagine a point in space that's going to be a zero dimensional object, because you can't take any measurement on it, because it's infinitely small. Okay, it is infinitely small, so you can't take any measurement on it, and you cannot even define a direction to take that measurement in. Similarly, a one-dimensional object would just mean that you can take one kind of measurement on that object. For example, a line. A line has a length, which we all know, but you can't take any other kinds of measurement on that line really. If there's a line, you can just measure. If there's a line segment, actually, you can just measure how much the length is between this point and this point, and if you measure the distance between this point and this point, it be obviously be same. And similarly, second dimension, as we go in the second dimension, we get to define a new direction. Okay, a new direction means you can now take measurements on another kind. For example, if we have got a sheet of paper, we can, assuming that the sheet of paper has a thickness of 0, we can see that it clearly has length, and we can define one more thing on that sheet of paper, that is its breadth. So we can measure its length and we can measure its breadth. So it's clearly a second dimensional object. Now moving on to the third dimension, we'll find out that a third dimensional object similarly would mean that we can take three kinds of measurement on that particular object. So let's imagine a cube. Okay, a cube. So we can define its length, we can define its breadth, and we can define its height. So we can take three kinds of measurement on that object. Okay, and axes on dimensions just means that if you define one direction, you just have to go perpendicular and define a new one, and you got yourself a new axis to calculate your new dimensions in. So that's simply that's what happens when you calculate x dimensions, y dimensions, z dimensions, and etc. Now what exactly is a fourth dimensional figure? Okay, so we know a point, we know a line, we know a square, we know a cube. Moving on to the four-dimensional figure. Okay, notice one thing. Whenever we are going from a lower dimension to a higher dimension, for example from a line to a square, we are just taking an figure, copying it and connecting their endpoints. Okay, similarly goes to a cube. We take a sheet of paper, we take another sheet of paper, and we connect their endpoints, their adjoining endpoints, and we have got ourselves a cuboid or a cube. So a fourth dimensional cube, by the way, the technical term for a fourth dimensional cube is a tesseract. So fourth dimensional tesseract should be two copies of a cube, and both of the copies should be connected to the endpoints. So visualizing it is kind of hard, because the connection which has to be done should be done in the fourth new defined direction, and our minds cannot grasp what that fourth new dimension is. So imagining this is very difficult. but but we can make some visual representations of what this is, and Einstein has also proved that the fourth dimension is time. So that is what it is. Thank you.